Hi, and welcome back. Yesterday, we published an application to Windows Azure, and we had created a free trial account with Windows Azure as well. So what we're going to do today is check on how our application is doing and see how much we're being billed for this, if we're being billed at all. So if we're in the Windows Azure portal that you'll use to manage your infrastructure, so windows.azure.com. And I'll just go to Hosted Services here on the left, and you can see that we have our Hello Spending Caps application deployed, and it has one web role, and it has 4 instances of that web role running. And these are all small instances, so that's 12 cents an hour times 4, roughly $12 a day if you were paying out of pocket at the normal price. Although most people will buy packages that give them discounts on their commitments. Anyway, so if we select the deployment up here with the blue box, we'll go and check on our application. So myfreetrialapp.cloudapp.net. Of course, I can point my own domain to this using CNAME records and DNS. We're just going to bring it. It's got to spin up the app pool and all that stuff because no one's hitting my application. There we go. So there's my very, very fancy MVC web application. So our app is up and running, and we're happy. I also created a storage account called My Free Trial App. And there are 2 things that have been uploaded into that. There are 2 blob containers. One holds the bits of my code for when I'm doing my publishing from Visual Studio. And the other is a folder of a bunch of artwork that I uploaded. And I think I uploaded, I really can't remember, maybe a gig of data. And then down here under Database, I created a SQL Azure server. And its server name is PIOVD4YC30. You can see over here on the left. And in there I have a database called Free Trial, and it's a 1 gig size database. Now, with storage, you're charged by the amount of storage you're using, the amount of space you're using. With SQL Azure, you're charged by the amount of space you've reserved. So this is actually, you can see here, current size 700K, so it's essentially an empty database. But my maximum size, my reserve space, is 1 gig. So I'm going to be charged for that 1 gig of space, which roughly is $9.99 a gig, but it maxes out at the 50 gig size. My master database is here as well, but I don't get charged for that. So now that I know I have some data, I have some computer, I have some database, let's see what we're being charged. So up in the top here, there's a link to the new billing portal called Billing. I'm going to click that, and it's going to give me a list of all the subscriptions that I have. And a lot of customers actually end up with multiple subscriptions because they'll have some for development, some for QA and testing, and some for production. There are 2 reasons why you might have different subscriptions. The first is from a billing perspective. Each subscription is a way to total up a bill and charge you either with credit card or invoice or prepaid packages. The other reason you might do it is this is how you allocate permissions for administrators. It's at the subscription level. And once you're an administrator for a subscription, you basically you can do everything within that subscription. So you may not want developers to have control over production if you're, let's say, a Sarbanes-Oxley company. And so I'll have different subscriptions, and developers won't be admins in the production subscription. Here I only have 1 subscription called 3-month free trial. I have 88 days left in my free trial, and I can click on it to see what the current results are. So you can see here this will update every once in a while. It's near real time. It's not true real time. And we can see what I've been charged. And the gray bars are the amount of free allocation that I've been given. And the blue bar is how much of that I've burned for the month. So you can see here storage transactions. And again, this is every time I read or write to a blob, queue, or table. And it's normally billed at $1 per 10,000 transactions. I've got 5 10,000 transactions, so 50,000 transactions for free. And I've used 11% of those when I was uploading all those images. My compute hours, I get 750 units or small compute hours a month for free. And I've used 52 of them. So this refreshed after I'd launched my 4 servers, and they ran for a collective amount of 52 hours. The next row down here is my SQL Azure database. I'm given 1 gig database for free a month. And you can see that because I've only used it for a day, that's 3% of that month. And then my storage, I'm given 20 gigs per month, and I'm using apparently 0.01 gigs per month so far. That's because I've only uploaded a couple megs of data, and this is averaged over the course of a month, the daily average over the course of a month. I haven't had really any outbound data transfers to speak of, so that's 0. Notice there's no inbound because inbound is always free. And then there's lots of other things down here that are basically at 0 because I haven't used any of those sort of things, like ACS, for example. There's lots more details down here that you can drill into. If I show all usage, it'll let me really drill into all of the broken down pieces that there are. You can play with that later. But there are some other things I can do here. If I go back to my common usage, you'll see, first of all, that $0, right? So because I have my spending cap turned on, and it's on by default, I will not go over my free amounts. As a matter of fact, when I bump into them, we'll turn that service off for you so that you don't go over your free allocation. This goes for either the free trial or MSDN allocations. You'll have to call up tech support and get that turned off to bill to your actual credit card. So new features here as well is you can change your payment method. So if I want to change the credit card or change to invoicing, I can do that. I can now download a CSV of the billing details that I want. So I'll open that up and show you what it looks like in a second. And if you download that file, you'll get an Excel spreadsheet with basically the service and the amount of data consumed and those sort of things. So that's kind of neat. This is very important if you want to try to automate to track the utilization and billing of your services in Windows Azure. Perhaps you're an ISV and you need to pass costs on to your customers, for example, kind of a pass-through billing type scenario. So we've gotten asked for that a lot. Right now, you would still kind of screen scrape that link and download that CSV if you want to automate that, and then maybe pull it into your own billing system. I can change subscription details and addresses, and even now cancel my subscription quite easily. So when this trial is over and I don't need it anymore, I can easily cancel this. I don't have to call tech support or do any of that. So that's how easy it is to look at your bill and make sure that you're spending how much you're spending, and make sure you're spending the right amount. And I hope you had fun today. Well, thanks for watching. Again, this is Brian Prince, Principal Cloud Evangelist with Microsoft. Feel free to contact me through my blog or Twitter or even email. I'm always happy to help out where I can. Now, I have some links for you. The first is so you can go download the SDK. Very easy to do. And we have SDKs for pretty much every platform out there. So aka.ms/AzureVP. And even when you do that, you need an account, and you can get a free trial account, 90 days, no charge, no cost to you. Go to aka.ms/AzureTrialBP. I hope you have a good day, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.